Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Alia, but you might know me better as Cake Legend from TikTok, and today we're making this super cute minimalistic cottagecore cake. These cakes have been so popular on Pinterest all summer, so my sister asked me to make her one for her friend's birthday. Usually I would use 2 pans of cake and cut each one in half to get 4 layers, but since it was just the 4 of them, I just stuck with 1 pan and we only had 1 layer of filling. In the middle of this vanilla cake, I put cream cheese icing and strawberry jelly, and I stacked it with my buttercream dam as always. If you don't already know how to stack a cake, you can check out the tutorial I posted last week for beginners. In that video, I briefly mentioned that you want to chill your cake before you ice it, and that's a really important step. I always put mine in the freezer just so that it's super firm and the layers don't slide around when I'm icing it like I'm doing here. I also rarely ever do a crumb coat these days, and it saves me so much time. So if you guys want a tutorial on how to ice a cake without a crumb coat, let me know in the comments. I'm not really going to go over that in this video because this tutorial is more for what I do beyond this step. But I iced the cake in this nice light sagey kind of green color, and I used this cake comb to add some texture to the sides. I left the top nice and flat for the next part of the decoration. So I started by splattering the top and sides of the cake with some edible gold paint, and I really had to make sure I didn't go too overboard with this. Next, I had to prepare my buttercreams, so I had yellow and green in 2 tiny round tips. Then I had blue and white, which I was going to apply with this spatula. I started with the white buttercream and applied it in these little messy kind of smudges. The trick is to not spend too much time trying to make them look perfect, because once you have everything on, nobody's really going to notice if one petal's slightly bigger than the other, and the different sizes just kind of add to the overall look in the end. So I repeated the steps with the blue buttercream, just kind of swiping it across the cake, making little petals just wherever. The key is to keeping it minimal and not filling up the entire space, because if you fill it up too much, it's just going to look crowded. As you can see here, I also used some green buttercream on my spatula to make more little smudges to represent leaves. After that, I used the green buttercream in the piping bag to pipe out little flower stems, and I had to keep the same thing in mind where I didn't want to fill up the cake too much, and I just had to keep it minimal. The stems were also nothing too fancy, just a little line of buttercream, and you're good. Next, I used the yellow buttercream to pipe little dots for the flowers. Again, nothing too complicated, just simply piping little tiny dots of buttercream clumped together on the end of each stem. And once that was done, I went in again with the green buttercream in the piping bag and just did little tiny leaves scattered around. And there's the top of the cake done. Now you could leave it like this, or you can pipe on a border like I'm doing here. I just used a simple small star tip and did a regular border at the bottom, and on the top I did that kind of swirly thing where one goes one way and one goes the other way, if that makes sense. Sorry it's not the best description, but you can really do whatever type of border you wish. I know it's also popular to leave the rough edge on the top of your cake, and I think that looks so good. Just do whatever fits the vibe of what you're going for. But yeah, that's how I made this minimalistic Pinterest cake. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up and a comment down below. Bye!